Welcome to the Startup Passport by eConsulate. Today I'm joined by Pieter van Tilburg. Thank you for joining. You're the co-founder and CEO of Nature's Principles. Would you mind telling us a little bit about the company itself?
Yeah, sure. The company was founded in 2020, and it's a spin-off from Delft University. And in short, we produce biochemicals using our fermentation technology that uses 2G second-generation feedstocks instead of refined sugar, so that we can scale the technology without using land, basically.
And at what stage are you right now with the company?
We finished the pilot scale, so we should say TRL 6. And we got some results. We tested on sugar beets as feedstock. That's where we are at.
And you said it's a spin-off from TU Delft.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you first come up with the idea, or how did you identify the needs for the company?
Right. So the idea is not actually mine. It's from my co-founder. He did his PhD in Delft University. And the PhD was focused on fermentation technologies for the production of lactic acid. And lactic acid is the main building block to produce bioplastics like PLA. And so it's a very important molecule for the new economy to reduce the production of plastics and use more bioplastics. So the need is there. And when I met him, he was talking about producing bioplastics from fermentation. And then I'm a petroleum engineer. So with my background, I felt that's the problem I want to help solving. And that's when the company started. Well, the company started 6 months earlier, before that. But that's when we actually met each other and we started our journey 3 years ago.
And would you then say, just from a founder's perspective, what would you say is the ideal mix for founders? Obviously, you described how it worked for you and your co-founder. Is that something that you would say has worked really well so far, the different backgrounds?
I think definitely it works well with different backgrounds. It's hard to say it needs to be completely different, because you need to communicate very well since the beginning, especially if you're just two people. But having different backgrounds, I have a petroleum engineering with MBA background. My co-founder has a PhD background. So we complement each other in that way. Also in personality, we complement each other. And this helps a lot. But it works because we can communicate with each other. We can listen to each other.
And with Nature's Principles, where are you trying to apply the innovation as a starting point? Are you trying to be active in the Netherlands or abroad from the start?
We want to be active abroad from the start because the market in the Netherlands is not big enough. And we talk about thousands of tons of production of lactic acid. And these eventually will not even be in Europe. Because nowadays the main production is not in Europe, right? So we already start with this perspective.
And talking about the sector that you're in, how essential do you think is innovation in that particular sector?
It depends on which angle you're looking to. Innovation for me, it's a very broad topic. Like you can talk about if you have an axis of the definition of problem, for instance, the problem you want to solve. So you have, I worked for a big company in Brazil to extract oil from the sea, from the subsurface. So for them, innovation means, let's say they use a lot of energy and they want to reduce the amount of energy to extract the oil. So this problem is very defined, and this is what I would call incremental innovation to solve this. So they research on developing technologies to decrease the amount of energy that they are using and emit less CO2. But if you talk about a more broader perspective, like in our economy, we need to go greener, so we need to use less oil, we need to extract less oil. So you're talking about a totally different approach. And then you need to talk about disruptive innovation. And in terms of disruptive innovation, then we go for more biochemicals to replace the oil and gas, right? And then we talk about understanding how they can replace each other, in which situations. And this is, I see the economy going this way, but it's a long route, because you need to, in each application, you need to see which molecules would replace the molecules we already use. So I see it happening, but well, we just need to keep pushing.
And for this disruptive innovation to be successful, especially abroad, how important would you say is an international ecosystem or an international network for you guys? Especially now also having different backgrounds and trying to go international, how essential would you say is that for you as a founder?
The network is definitely very important. I identify two very important players in this ecosystem. One is the big company. We could go without the big companies, but the thing is, they have already a lot of expertise on how the market works. This can help a lot, and they have resources. They can support the startups on the growth. So the other side is the money. So we need money to apply the knowledge or the expertise if we don't have the big company. So those things could complement each other, but at least one of them we need to have. And we also need to have the government that oversees what is actually needed to change in the society. Otherwise, the big companies only focus on the day-to-day business. So those players, I think, are very important. And I see, in the Netherlands at least, I see it happening.
So these are the two main players or two main aspects that you're also looking into for the near future for your company.
Yes.
Great. Thank you for the insights on nature's principles, and thank you for joining Jan Pieter van Tilburg.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.